Okay, hello guys, how are you doing? Hello, all right, let's talk about the common activities that you have to do. So I'm sharing my screen over here. I will be really small. Maybe I can make it bigger so I am not in the screen anymore. All right, you can hear my voice. I am going to show you some uh, your activities, right? I am here in the religious culture course, in the learning itinerary. You have here the bloco number one, bloco de desenvolvimento right? Be aware that you can watch my videos here about the chapters 1 and 2. So if you haven't watched it, please do this right now after this video, right? Okay. This is gonna help you to the test, also to the virtual papers. So please watch. I know I am not that beautiful. I'm not, please listen to my voice, all right? Help yourself to do good in your test. And you have here the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. So you have to study that, right? You should have studied that before, previously. Because today, May 31, you are able to answer this virtual paper, Relatório Virtual 1. It's worthy half a point, okay? And also, within 10 days, June the 10th, you are going to be able to answer the objective evaluation, prova objetiva 1, worthy 1 point. Remember, you have another virtual paper worthy 1.5 point, and another objective evaluation number 2 worthy an extra 1 point. So if you make this sum, this plus this plus this plus this, you have 4 points, because you can forget about this face-to-face evaluation, prova presencial. So be aware of your avisos here, your notes. You have to read them, right? Because it's not me, but the EAD, the EAD is going to send you an email, a message here, and also be aware of your messages in your auto atendimento. All right. So don't forget this test here, sorry, is worthy 6 points. So huge, right? So be aware of that. Okay. Again, be aware. You have 4 evaluations online and 1 face-to-face evaluation. You have to be aware of that. Don't forget that. All right. Okay. Let's talk about again. Let's see here. Okay, right. Block number one. Virtual paper number one. You have to study here to answer that. You study the first 3 chapters, and then you're going to answer this question. So this question talks about chapter number 2, right? Spirituality and contemporaneity. Contemporaneity. And the major focus of this question is I need to pay for it. It's guilty and forgiveness. All right? So we are going to talk about guilt and forgiveness. There is a text, Bible text here, and then your question here. Okay, can you see the, let's make it bigger. I think it's better. In addition to the biblical excerpt above, read the section Guilt and Forgiveness in chapter number 2 and write two paragraphs. The first on the reality of guilt and In the second paragraph, sorry, the biblical teaching on forgiveness in the words of Christ. So, guys, two paragraphs. It's easy. One about guilt in general, but you have to prove me that you have studied chapter number 2 and 1. All right? Forgiveness, guilt and forgiveness. Go there, study, do a nice job. And in the second paragraph, you have to talk about the forgiveness in the words of Jesus Christ, right? So what is forgiveness there? You can read this in the Bible text over here. Okay, it's really easy. One question. Everyone's going to score everything. Strike, hammer, and I don't know, Google, you are going to do a nice job. I'm sure of that because I know you guys are studying, you are reading the material. I trust in you guys, I trust in you. Make me happy because, my Corinthians is doing poorly. I don't have this happiness in my life, so maybe you guys deliver nice, wonderful text, this paragraph is going to make me happy. So I'm kidding, right? You're going to do a nice job because of yourselves and your learning process. I know of that, right? Okay, let's go out this visualization and go back to this. Let's go. Okay, so we have this first evaluation. The deadline, all right. Deadline is here, June the 16th, right? And also you have a prova objetiva, objective evaluation. I'm not going to open here. I'm going to open another semester. Let's, how can I do that? An old test. You're going to see an old test, right? So I'm going to show you a previous objective test in order to show you guys something. So let's go back to 2019, and then when you go here, religious culture, all right, there is nothing here, I think. I don't know. Uh, oh no, sorry about that. Uh, let's go here. 2020. Okay. Sorry guys. It's taking longer than I expected. It's loading. Uh, what? Here, religious culture in Portuguese. Your objective evaluation is going to be in Portuguese, right? It's better for your learning process. We are not here to learn English. You're here to practice English and to learn religious culture. So let's get in here. Yes, and here. So this test is really easy. You have this kind of question here that let's show you. Okay, you have this kind of question. Affirmation number 1 and number 2. And about them, it's correct to affirm 1 and 2 are false, 1 is false, and 2 is true. Is true. Both of them are true, but they have no relation. I'm going to read this in Português, right? Ambas as assertivas são verdadeiras e a 2 justifica o que é afirmado na 1. So there is this kind of question in the test, right? So you have to read them to say This is true. The number two is true. Also, they have a relation. They are, number two explain number one. Okay. Another kind of question. This is easy. Considering the affirmatives above, it's correct to what is correct over here? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Only 1 and 4. This is really easy. You have to choose the right one. You have to study to be able to do this, right? To answer that. This is more. There is this kind of question. They are a little bit challenging, more challenging. You have this little test. Generally, usually the answer is inside, within this text, right? So, considering the text above and the general knowledge that you built in the discipline, it's correct to affirm, and you have to choose one. So, again, you have to read and to make a good interpretation of the text and of the material. So the question is not working with your interpretation. The text is working with the interpretation that's possible within the text. Having the text has a basis for interpretation. So you have to study the chapters, you have to study the material, and you also have to read carefully the question. Right? So let's go. Number 4. This is an easy one. I'm not going to talk about that. Also, have to choose the right religion. No question. This is another kind of question. Now you have this huge text over here. You have to read. And about this text and the contents of Cultura Religiosa, you have to choose the right one, the right affirmative. Okay? So be aware of this text here. Okay? Number 7. This is a nice question. Leia o texto abaixo extraído de Memórias Póstumas de Brás Cubas, que fará parte desta e da próxima questão, depois responda o que se pede. Então tá aqui um texto de Brás Cubas, né? Se Brás Cubas fosse judeu e um rabino fizesse um discurso funerário em seu enterro, qual dos discursos abaixo pertenceria ao rabino? Então você you have to answer which one of these, hypothetical discourse would belong to a Jewish priest in a funeral. So you have to study. You have to be able. You have to study in order to be able to answer that. Okay. So I think that's everything I have to show you guys right now. If you have any question, where you can find me, ambiente aula, you can send me a message privately, no privado. You have also the sala of contents number 1, sala de interação, contents number 1. You can reach me out there. I am available to you guys, so I'm waiting for your answers. Again, I cannot, please guys, study, because when you go, when you do, the objective test number 1 and also the objective test number 2, when you do this one and this another one here, I know it's easy. You have 10 days here, 7 days, 6 days. You have 6 days to access this test and to answer. You have 6 days here to access the exam and to answer. But when you are going to do this last text here face to face, you have only 4 hours. 4 hours. That's all. You have to answer 10 questions in 4 hours. So if you don't study, you are not going to be able to do good in the face-to-face evaluation. Remember, face-to-face evaluation is worthy 6 points. Six, right? Vale 6 pontos essa bagaça da prova presencial. Maybe this face-to-face exam, due to COVID-19, it's going to be online. But again, either presentially or online, this last test is worthy 6 points. So you can score 4 points in your online virtual paper objective tests, but if you fail the final test, you are going, to be in a bad mood. So study, because you only have 4 hours to answer this test. Okay, it's not me who made the corrections. It's the a team, an entire team. I don't know, but you have to study. That's all I want to say to you. Okay, guys. So I want to read what you have to answer to send. I am really happy to be with you guys. So don't be shy. Talk to me. God bless you.